Welcome back to Crusader Kings 3. Today we're going to be carrying on our Kingdom of Ireland playthrough, and if we go ahead and take a snippet of the Britannia here, it almost looks recognisable. Of course, Ireland to the west, Wales, England, and then just as I was looking, I realised West Francia has some land in England, and what gets worse, well not worse, but more interesting, if we actually go ahead and look at the Lord of this land, he's actually Dutch. So it seems like Holland has been formed, but it's a part of West Francia, and the Dutch now have territory in Britannia as well. Things are definitely getting interesting. Of course, in future generations, we might even see the Greeks here actually ruling Ireland. So very interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and check the royal court, though, because we do have someone with an event here. Saucy readings. Lately, I cannot help but notice the gaggles of giggling maidens, and usually austere warriors gathering in dark alcoves to listen, enraptured, to a book. Today I have finally cornered Flatham. Who is Flatham? Just a guest, okay. With the book in his hands. Wait, are you a dynasty member, though? You are, okay. It is clearly a licentious text, filled to the brim with sensuous temptations, earthly seductions, and supple bosoms. I am silent while I ponder the probable reaction of Archbishop Flanchad, and Flatham stares at me in apprehension. Confident lover for 10 years. Make it disappear and I'll pretend I saw nothing. There we go. We are a religious man, so I don't think that should be something in our court. Look at our face expression there. Am I feeling okay? I'm not quite sure. Let's go ahead and dismiss this. And then whilst we're in our royal court, I think it would be a good time to go ahead and hold court. Because it is now that time where we can hold court once again. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, some lining up in front of my throne whilst others move out of the way, so they can simply observe the proceedings. After several moments, all the movement in the chamber has ceased, all the faces turned towards mine expectantly. In front of me, I count 3 petitioners lined up in an orderly row, waiting for me to call on them. And this is the first time we've held court without our wife here. Of course, the empty throne next to me. She did pass in the last episode. And I'll be honest, I felt a little bit sad. We have been playing this character since November now. Feels like he's been on the channel for quite a while. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and gesture for the first in line to approach. My lord, begins my son, High Chieftain Failchad, looking very contrite. The last period has been really tough on my domain. Extra expenses were required on every front and my coffers are sadly empty. It pains me too, but I resolved to appeal to your munificence for help in paying off my debts. I will not forget your generosity in my time of need. 50 gold to bail out my son. We are generous though. Very well, but you will owe me. So we give him 50 gold. We get a weak hook on him, but he does gain 20 opinion of us already. 50 gold has vanished. My lord, I represent the religious community of Jedburgh. While rummaging through our modest archive, we have come across a very peculiar book. The cover was dusty, the binding fragile, and the pages were yellowed by time, but it contained the most unusual drawings, and the script itself was unknown to us all. We are certain it is unique in the world, a long-lost vault of knowledge, a true treasure. That's why we offer it to you. Perhaps it's the original copy of the Will of God, or it's a memoir from the world's creation. Who are you? You're just a wanderer. You're a treacherous villain, okay. We gain a mysterious book. This character owns an ancient book written in a mysterious language. We can call for my antiquarian. Thanks. I'll add it to my collection. Who knows what's held within the pages. Maybe we can decipher it in the future. Lastly, the ravages of peace. The next petitioner is an extremely angry Chiefess Catriona of Ormond, my chancellor and my vassal here. With the briefest of deference shown, Chiefess Catriona relays that some of my knights, led by High Chieftain Valdemar of Lothian, have passed through the earldom of Ormond recently. Why would knights in Lothian travel all the way to Ormond? That sounds a bit suspicious. This guy is my new vassal, of course. They have looted, pillaged, and despoiled the villages and farms in Ormond. It is an absolute travesty, my High King, and I will not stand for it, declares Chieftess Catriona. What shall I do? I won't stand for this either. I recently, technically not invited, through war, vassalized Lothian, and they've decided to raid and pillage lands in Ireland. I will not stand for that. Let's see, these two items, so we lose stress because we're just and generous. And we lose stress because we are generous and just, right. I offer compensation. You must return your plunder, Valdemar. Yes, you must. So we gain punished troublemakers for 5 years, night effectiveness minus 10%. He does pay the 50 gold back. Yeah, you must return your plunder, and if you ever do that again, I can promise you now, the punishment won't be so light. The money you confiscated from High Chieftain Valdemar to give to Chieftess Catriona was used to restore the county pillaged by High Chieftain Valdemar. There we go, see? That's a good vassal. She used the gold that was stolen to restore her lands. That's actually I'm proud of that. As the last petitioner departs, various courtiers follow them out of the room, having business to attend elsewhere. Others remain, talking amongst themselves about the recent proceedings. Soon the ceremonial formality of the proceedings has dropped away entirely, with the hum and bustle of normal courtly life taking its place. My business here is done. There we go. So that's enough court for now. That might be one of the last ever courts we actually hold. We're not currently in any wars. We're not currently swaying anyone either. Is there anyone I need to sway? Oh, this vassal really doesn't like us. The vassal of Lothian. Let's see if we can start swaying him. And hope he just likes us a bit more. We don't want any factions starting, do we? Now, I think the time has come to address this situation. They do have... Oh, wow, that's a big alliance. Brittany are their allies. And Brittany is down here, so we might get counterattacked. That's problematic, actually. We could declare war here. However, Brittany's going to come from the south, and we're going to be stuck in the north fighting on an island. So maybe we don't declare war just yet. Do we still have a truce with Lancaster? We do not. So, in this episode, we could go ahead and declare war on the Petty Queen of Lancaster, and we could force vassalization. Petty Queen Gunhilda holds too many counties to be forcefully vassalized. Ah, that's a shame. We could conquer Duchy, though. The Petty Kingdom of Lancaster. We can't conquer York, though. I think geographically both make sense. Lancaster seems to have more landmass. However, this would make sense because then we can set up some sailing routes on the coast here. I think this does make the most sense. What happens here? So you will seize all territory within Petty Queen Gunhilda's realm that is part of the Duchy of York. This guy becomes my vassal. He's Catholic Anglo-Saxon. And as does she. She's also Catholic Anglo-Saxon. Maybe we should start a war here. 34,000 soldiers. Well, do you have any allies? You're already in a war as well. Peasant uprising. Oh, you don't have many allies. Let's go ahead and take the Duchy of York. It's going to cost us 375 prestige. There we go. We need to claim Lancaster before it's claimed by England or even Sweden. Two very big powers there. Now, we could call on house members, sorry. Although I don't think it's necessary. Let's go ahead and raise our armies up here to the north. We should be able to fight this war all by ourselves. And we do have 4 armies that will be joining us here as well. Now, let's go ahead and send you down to siege the capital. You can come down here. Let's see, this army, you can siege here. And you guys are going to siege here. That should be fine. Betrothal has been fulfilled. My daughter, father. I don't know who that's between. And we have won a battle there. I didn't actually see that battle. We go ahead and look at the events. We did kill one of their champions, though. That's interesting. Should be fine. I think it was against peasants. There we go. We were helping them with their peasant issue. We do manage to win that battle as well. Lexical lethargy. It's hard keeping all of these languages in my head. I keep forgetting which language I am speaking. Just the other day, I accidentally introduced myself using a confusing mixture of Brythonic and Goidelic words, and I did not even realize I had done so until it was pointed out to me. Perhaps I should simply let Brythonic slip from my mind. Let's see. Generous, temperate, just. Now, we would gain stress, but not because it's against our character's traits. So I might pick this one. No, I must work harder and study more. Our whole goal has been to unify Ireland and make it strong. And I think being able to speak many languages is beneficial. So we will go ahead and study some more. We do gain a lot of stress, but that's okay. So we're currently partaking in 4 sieges. This should be done relatively quickly. They are raising an army. It's a very small army, though, only 15 men. So we will go ahead and keep the game unpaused. It looks like this siege will be completed first. 3 months over here. We can ask our head of faith for gold once again, so let's go ahead and do that as well. And there we go. Greetings, High King Felchild of Ireland. I have considered your plight and decided to grant your request. May these funds help you spread the true faith in your lands. I will use this wealth wisely, thank you. We're not going to sponsor a person. I do like my gold here. We're not losing too much prestige either. I just realised when our men are raised. So 3 days and we complete the siege. You now control Bolton. And we got 5 gold from sieging Bolton as well. Let's go down to the East Riding. We could probably siege this land too. And we could get plenty of gold from this war by sieging all of these castles. Very nice. 3 months left on the siege of Kendal. We've also got the siege of Lancaster happening. Let's go ahead and look at Kendal. They're going to try ahead and... No, they're going in for a fight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the fight there. And we do capture Petty King Wolfhelm. So one of the vassals there. And there we go. That's all that happened in that battle. We did get the capture for that. So that's good. And it looks like we're about to complete a number of sieges as well. So let's go ahead and unpause. We now... Oh, if we pause the game, we did take a prisoner in the siege. And we got 30 gold from sieging the West Riding. And if we look at this one, we now control Westmoreland as well. Is there any gold to be had here? No gold. So I think we may as well go ahead and enforce demands here. Unless there's gold in Lancaster. Yeah, no gold here either. So let's go ahead and enforce our demands. You gain a contested titles. There we go. To the charming High King Felchild of Ireland, peace be with you. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. So be it. And let's go ahead and disband our armies now. This is Lancaster. I misread the map. Okay, so we gained York. Okay. I completely misread the map. That's fine. We can ransom some prisoners. We can also create a duchy. First, let's go ahead and check on our prisoners. So Countess Ethelfled here. She was just caught innocently in the war. So let's go ahead and release her. I could demand conversion. She would accept. Let's convert her to Irish insularism. There we go. We also have Petty King Wolfhelm here now. I could demand conversion of him too. Let's go ahead and do that. We're slowly spreading our faith through the lands. And you, sir, you're staying in my prisons. You've had a long life in my prisons here, haven't you? Yes, you have. Right. We also have some new vassals. Let's clean stuff up, though. We can create the Duchy of York, which I will do. So let's go ahead and create that title. And then we do have too many duchies held. So we go ahead and look at York. That's here. Let's see. Who owns York? North Riding. Who owns North Riding? Duchess Bridget. My daughter and vassal. We could give the Duchy of York to Bridget as well. So she can control these lands. I think I might do that. So Bridget, I'm going to give you the High Chiefdom of York here. There we go. And you can look after these lands for me. And I think now you should also be looking after those vassals as well. So that just cleans up things a tad there. Let's go ahead and unpause. To the sensible Fairchild, I have no choice but to accept your conditions for my release. So she does convert to Irish insularism. There we go. And so does my other prisoner. That's very nice. A petty king Wolfhelm here. Do you have any lands? Ah, you're married to the petty queen. Okay, I see what's happening there. So you're actually the main, because it's matrilineal, you're the main leader here. So she's actually, they should convert to Irish insularism. Now, my councillor has died, the vassal in the Isles, so someone has taken his place. Let's go ahead and replace our steward then. My son, vassal and champion. Or my vassal and friend. My son does have really good stewardship though. Let's go ahead and make him my steward. That should be beneficial. And we did manage to sway our vassal here, so let's carry on with that too. Things are looking beneficial here. Powerful vassals expect council positions. Nothing I can really do about that. I currently like my council. Now, at one point, I do wonder, should we sail over to Norway and get some revenge? Maybe, but first, we need to solve the problems we currently have in Britannia. But first, deaf diplomacy. My Chancellor, Chiefess Catriona, has worked hard to convince our neighbouring realms and vassals that the peace treaty I entered with High Chieftain Valdemar of Lothian is flawed, illegitimate and unfair to me. I am once again free to declare war upon him as I please. Incredible work, Catriona. However, he's already our vassal, so it would have been much more beneficial if you somehow managed to do that to the petty queen of Lancaster. But then, nevertheless, she did try. And there we go. The Asatune, also my dungeon, did finally die, just as we mentioned him. Granddaughter has been released from prison. I guess there's some wars happening somewhere. Can we go ahead and look at... Where's houses? There we go. We go ahead and look at houses. We can't look... you can only see the highest title. But you can see we are one of the biggest houses here in Britannia. Of course, of East Anglia is also there. And the Welsh, of course, they do have us to thank for that. It's nice to see them doing well too. Right, is there any decisions we can undertake? I think, in general, we're in quite a peaceful time here. Cousin killed in siege. Oh no. My cousin Elizabeth was killed by Count Erica of Leon during the siege of Koblenz. Where's this? Okay, that's down in West Francia, or East Francia even. Seems like my cousin was married down here. And there's a tiny, tiny independent part of Holland left as well over there. Let's go ahead and unpause though, and see what kind of shenanigans we can get. To make my vassal High Chieftain Valdemar more susceptible to my attempts at approaching him, I can include a compliment in my next missive to his court. I will be sure to mention his... let's see. You're callous, impatient, and shy. I think we're just going to go ahead and keep it short and professional. I don't think he's a super religious man, is he? Although, he is a devoted servant, actually. Yes, let's go ahead and praise his, or mention his unshakable faith in God. Hopefully he's a religious man, such as myself. And things go good there. Our recent correspondence has been a source of joy for me. I cannot help but think that we might both benefit from increased communication. There we go, excellent. So my vassal is slowly starting to become on friendlier terms with me, which is nice to see. A poetic friendship. Fairchild, my dear friend, I was once again reminded of your victory against Taurine, so I decided to write a poem about your triumph, Ekrad says, clearing her throat. Ekrad, of course, is my vassal and friend here. Bloodlust for Island. Oh, it's an actual artifact. A work of poetry dedicated to High King Fairchad's victory over the Cocky Traherne, written by Fairchad's good friend High Chiefess Ekrad. Where other men speak silvered words, he leads soldiers in iron herds. So let none challenge his bold intent, lest they discover where the last challenger went. Oh, that sounds quite cool. So we gain some prestige and also get tyranny lost. We're not very tyrannic. I shall put it on display in my court. Thank you, friend. I will keep this poem close. I shall send it. There's too much. Only God deserves such praise. Thank you, friend. I will keep this poem close. So she gained some opinion on me, and we do gain the artifact as well. If we go ahead and pause and check our inventory, I think this becomes a trinket. So Bloodlust for Island gives us some prestige. Is there anything we can replace here? Maybe the marble scepter we could replace? Oh, the lucky Irish coin. I think this was our first ever artifact, right? We should keep that on every lord we have. Let's go ahead and remove the marble scepter of Jira here. And we're going to equip Bloodlust for Island. There we go. Oh dear, why is it... Okay, let's equip Ekrad's brooch. There we go. I always get a bit confused in these menus. Nice little poem there that one of our friends wrote for us. That's nice. So when does our truce end with Lancaster? April 27th, 955. So still another 3 years on that. And then we can work on including Lancaster. Oh, what's this? Jarl Ekrad converted culture. She converted from Gaelic to Norse Gael. Jarl Ekrad. Oh, you're in the High Chieftain of Mon. Okay. So culture here is transform into Norse Gael. Culture is very messy in this part of Britannia, isn't it? It's partly because it's changed hands so many times. We didn't manage to sway our vassal here, but we will make another attempt. That's all we can ask for. So let's go ahead and try that one again. And let's see if we can get something to pop up here, as we're patiently waiting for our truce to expire. I think if we go ahead and look, we are slowly converting Ireland to Irish insularism. Wales is also part of Irish Insular. But we do have a faction created against us. The Eldom of Fraser has given rise to the peasant rabble. Can send an ultimatum in 49 months. They're not that powerful. And okay, this is on the island up here. I thought things were going well up here. Popular opinion -20. Okay, that's what's happened there. It should resolve itself. I doubt they're gonna ever be able to send an ultimatum, but that's fine. I do wonder how my daughter is doing. Oh, but first, High Chieftain Valdemar has become your spy master. He has used his weak hook to do that, and he cannot be fired for 25 years. Is he good at the job at least? Not really. Yeah, that's the problem about giving vassals hooks, isn't it? They can worm your way into your council. We do unlock a new diplomacy perk, though. Let's go ahead and unlock Flatterer. Befriend scheme power plus 30%. I do wonder, could we try and befriend our vassal here? I don't know. First, loyalty or fear. As their high king, my vassals owe me their allegiance. My word is law, but how much is obedience without devotion worth? In times of crisis, a slow response or a half-hearted effort can lead to disaster. Can I afford such a risk? I will go ahead, because I am generous, let's go ahead and reduce their taxes. And I will gain some opinion on me there. I will win their unwavering loyalty. I think that's a very fitting option for me to pick. We're still in 952. We're about to tick over into 953. And I do wonder, how is England doing? King Swiftred the Child Killer? Did you kill a child? You cut... He was 1 year old. You cut him in half and he was a genius? Wow. And he's a drunk. Were you a drunk before or after you killed the child? That's crazy. The child killer. Wow. I think that might just give us a valid reason there to try and remove him. At least from the throne of England. We do gain 85 gold in taxes thanks to my steward, who of course is my son. He's come a long way since being tortured by his brother. Happy to see at least one of my sons learn a lesson. The other one not so much. But one can only hope that with time both proceed away. And we do manage to sway our vassal there. Things are starting to look really good here. Plus 63 opinion. So I don't think he's going to be causing any issues for us now. We will continue to sway him though. I do like being liked. Of course, has less problems. Not as much politics to be had. Now, I do wonder about Alba. How close are we as well to reclaiming Britannia? We need to control the entire region. See, maybe that's something for my daughter. She would be, because she's currently in the Byzantine Empire over here. Maybe when she takes over, she could, because she's coming home, maybe she could reclaim Britannia. We'll have to see what kind of roleplay stuff happens here. 400 gold. Impressive. Sadly, we can't upgrade Dublin anymore because of technologies. If we go to technologies, how long until we research Banus? 7 years. I think that's the one we're researching. So still a while on that one as well. It's actually been quite a peaceful period here. Vengeful memories. As I walk through the courtyard, rage overcomes me once again. The only thing on my mind recently is when Jarl Bobjun of the Northman army declared war on me. I must get my revenge on Bobjun somehow. I look up at the gallows in front of me. Perhaps if I make my moves carefully, he will hang there soon. Now, we gain stress because we are just. I must try to forget. I don't think it makes sense to pick this one because it goes against our traits. So I must try to forget, of course. I am just. Although he declared war, we won the war, and he has since been dealt with. So I don't think there's. He doesn't need to hang. We've already dealt with that passage of our life. I really do wonder what we should do with England. They are currently at war against the Northman army as well. And we do sway our vassal again, so that's nice. I think right now we're just waiting for the peace treaty to end, and then we're going to move in on Lancaster and hopefully gobble up some more land. Let's see, if we go ahead and declare war against England, we do have some claims. Oh, my vassal and friend. She has a claim on the Kingdom of England. Do we try? Of course, she would become independent, right? Yeah, she becomes independent. However, we would see England transferred to someone much more capable. Oh, I like the idea of that. This is going to be... Okay, I think we do it. We're not currently fighting. We're in February as well. So if we go ahead and look on here, the winter debuff should vanish soon. England does have an ally, but it's not very big. Right, let's go ahead and declare war on the child killer of England. I'm not a fan of this. Chief Chu Kungelt. You're my vassal, champion, and friend. What claims do you have? Not on the kingdom. Okay. So, High Chiefess Akred, I'm going to help you push your claim on the Kingdom of England here. And of course, she is Irish insularist and also Irish. So I think this is very fitting. Let's go ahead and declare the war for 500 prestige. This could be one of our biggest war yet. And we're also going to go ahead and call our house members to war. We can't call Surrey to war. In fact, we can't call any of these house members to war because they are all vassals of England. However, we can call King Les to war. He's not in any wars right now, so let's go ahead and ask King Les if he would join us. Sweden. I don't know if I want Sweden to join. In fact, I will also invite Sweden as well. There we go. And then, who is this guy? Ah, you're the guy I'm protecting. I won't call you to war. You need to save your strength. Right. And we're going to go ahead and move this banner slightly south of here. And let's go ahead and raise all of our men. This is probably our biggest war yet. Fighting for the Kingdom of England. My dear friend, of course I should join you in this war. Our foes shall learn to fear the men of Wales. There we go, King Les joining us in the war. And to the sensible High King Felchad of Ireland. Of course I should join you in this war. Our foes shall learn to fear the men of Sweden. So it looks like Sweden, Wales and Ireland here. All working together to move in on the King of England. Of course, he's a child killer. This is what set this all off. And we're going to try ahead and put my vassal and friend on the throne of England. But sadly, that's it for today. Today's a bit more of a passive episode. I think you get these every now and then whilst you're waiting for kind of some big story moments to happen, but that's okay. Generally, I play the game at quite a slow pace to get involved and really get immersed. So it's the trade-off you have sometimes. But next episode is going to be huge because we are fighting for the Kingdom of England. So make sure you tune in next time. We're going to be back on Sunday with the next episode at 6 p.m. UTC. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you then.